Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is currently 5:11 a.m., 10/10/2023. So, a live stream ago, I ended up getting the news that we have somebody who was a part of the channel who started up their very own coffee business. And I stayed in a live stream. I wish that I was able to have that information, a little bit beforehand so I could have, tried to make a segue, in that live stream to, highlight that. But then I got the idea to, just take a little bit of time out where I can give this, the type of attention that it needs. So shout out to MD for starting the coffee business. This is the IG page that is directly in front of you, where you can see a few of the images of the site. But this is not the main thing, right? So let me just click over to take you directly to the site, right? So this is the site. It is Black First Coffee. Matter of fact, let me put that directly in the comment section. Let me just post that and put that directly up there, right? So we're going to scroll down to the About Us information, right? You see the main part of the page, grounds for change, empowering foundational Black American communities, one cup at a time, right? So we're going to get to the best, parts first. So we're going to go to the About Us section, right? It says, "Welcome to Black First Coffee Client, where every sip makes a difference. We believe in power of community, and our mission is simple: to uplift and empower foundational Black Americans through our commitment to quality coffee and a dedication to social impact. We're striving to create meaningful change, one cup at a time. Our commitment at Black First Coffee Client, we recognize the vital role that foundational Black Americans play in shaping the cultural and historical landscape of our nation. We are dedicated to fostering positive change within their communities, addressing issues that have persisted for far too long, giving back. A portion of every purchase made at Black First Coffee Client goes directly to official FBA Foundation, a trusted organization that shares our vision for uplifting foundational Black Americans. This financial support is instrumental in funding essential initiatives, including community development projects, educational scholarships, job creation, and much more. Community development. We believe that vibrant neighborhoods are the cornerstone of a thriving society. Through our contributions, we aim to bolster local economies, create job opportunities, and improve overall living conditions for foundational Black American communities. By investing in essential infrastructure and resources, we hope to inspire lasting positive change. Scholarship and education. Education is a powerful tool for empowerment, and we're committed to ensuring that every young mind within foundational Black American communities has the opportunity to pursue their dreams. Black First Coffee Client is dedicated to providing scholarships and educational resources to support the academic endeavors of promising individuals. Our vision. Our long term vision extends far beyond coffee. We envision a future where foundational Black Americans have access to the resources, opportunities, and support they need to thrive. Through strategic partnerships, community engagement, and continued contributions, we aspire to be the catalyst for positive change. Join us in making a difference. By choosing Black First Coffee Client, you're not just enjoying a premium cup of coffee, you're actively contributing to a movement dedicated to bettering the lives of foundational Black Americans. Together, we can build a future where every individual, regardless of their background, has a chance to reach their full potential. Thank you for being a part of our journey. So that is the About Us area of Black First Coffee. Just in case anybody was wondering, I wanted to give a little bit of background, right, directly on the coffee, right? So now we're going to go directly through the shopping area. We're going to look at the what we got? We got single origin, we got flavored coffee, we got coffee blends, we got sample packs, we got tea, and we also got extras such as clothing and accessories. So we're going to start off by the first one. Ooh, will this have information directly? No, 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 no. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. All right. So this is what we got. And the range is from, let me see, how do they, oh, okay. So you can decide to put it in a whole different, okay, I got you. So the range of the coffee bags are from 14 through 18.99. So they got the Tanzania, they got the Peru decaf, normal Peru, they got the Papua New Guinea, they got the Nicaragua, they got Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, Ethiopia natural. I think I might have had. I'm trying to think back to some years back when I was drinking coffee on live. So I'm trying to remember what I had. I think um I've tasted like Brazilian coffee before, and I think I've tasted Ethiopian coffee before. I love the smell of the coffee coming from a brand new, fresh bag. So I'm trying to reminisce just a little bit, trying to remember. But some of these, I know they have to smell great. And they probably have some great, strong flavors as well. Costa Rica, Colombia, Brazil Santos, and Bali Blue. That one should be pretty. That one, when I first came to the site, I was pretty interested in. I wonder how that one would directly taste. I wonder. Shout out to that guy from Texas. Shout out to Gail, the Jelmo, Timothy, and Sir James Hudson in the building. Shout out, much love, respect, and appreciation to all of you guys that are currently here at this moment in time. I'm just going over, um, you know, uh, one of our own here who have been, with the channel for, quite some time. They started their own, coffee business, got a whole website up and everything. So, I wanted to highlight that, I wanted to keep my word, and I wanted to highlight, the business so that, give people a shot to, get some new coffee, try some different flavors, some different smells directly out there. Originally I was not a coffee type of guy, but working late nights, it's amazing the things that you fall directly into. And coffee was one of those things. Let me tell you. Coffee was one of those things. Let me see. What else we got here? Let's go back. I think I gotta hit home. We're gonna go to flavored coffee. So we got turtle. Now, what exactly now? I'm not sure what turtle exactly is. The beans look pretty nice though. They have a nice color directly to them. I don't know what the flavor would actually be though, or how it would specifically smell. Like if it might be a fusion. That guy from Texas said I'm more of a tea drinker. Oh no, no, no. They got tea directly up here. We want to get to the tea in a minute. Trust me, I do both coffee and tea. I don't discriminate. And tea is directly listed up here as well. We're going to get to that in a little bit. I'm just going through some of the flavors because I myself, even though I don't have a coffee maker, you still make some coffee directly on the stove, even though it's not exactly the same. But I do like coffee. Gail said turtle is like turtle chocolate, or is it like turtle chocolate or Chex Mix? See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm not sure because that's a new one to me. I've never seen that one before. And for me, I would be tempted to actually try something new that I've never seen before. So I would probably go for turtle. For those of you who like, your grandmother's, cooking, you're thinking about, family and Thanksgiving since the holiday season is upon us, you have pecan pie. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that do love their slice of pecan pie. So I'm pretty sure that one smells pretty good. I was not for me. Just simply, talk about for me because I know some people are like, man, we about to take away your black card. I myself, my grandmother, she would always make, I think, what is it, walnut, and she would make pecan pie, and I think a few others. I myself was not too keen directly on it, But I will sit up there and say, if it came down to a coffee or something like that, like the smell and whatnot is great. Just eating pecan pie, that just was not my thing. But I'm pretty certain that every single time my grandmother would always make a pie, it always smelled great. It always smelled good, and you could barely find any leftovers at all. Like everybody would come directly through there, wrecking house, trying to get a slice of the pie every single time. So I feel like that, with some marketing, that would be a seller, especially during the holiday time, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, fall, type of deal. Then you got the classic mocha. Mocha is good. Let me tell you, mocha always smells great. It always tastes great. It always has a rich flavor directly to it. You also got pumpkin spice, which is great due to the fact that we are in fall. So you got the, October, November, December, I would say even like January, February area where people are looking for, like pumpkin spices, like those warm, rich, type of like taste and scents. So that's where you would have the mocha, the pumpkin spice. You would have the classic caramel. You would also have the cinnamon hazelnut. Cinnamon, I love the smell of cinnamon, even without it being in coffee or anything, just the smell itself, it smells great. So I know this mixture has to be something. That has to be some good fire right there. Cinnabon, now this one, let me tell you something. I myself am a food guy, which a lot of you guys just so happen to know. This would probably more than likely be my addiction. Let this be anywhere close, anywhere close to, I don't care if it's like the corner store Cinnabon. I don't care if it's from like the main Cinnabon spot that you may see in the malls. If it's anywhere close to any of those where it has both the smell and the taste, I'm going to go bankrupt. I'm going to go bankrupt on the Cinnabon flavor. Then you also got the chocolate hazelnut, so that has to be dipping. I'm sorry, dark and rich as well. Early in the morning, can't even get my words straight. Let me tell you something. Mexican chocolate. Now that one is interesting. I don't think I've ever had, like actual Mexican, chocolate. So that would be a interesting one as well. So it would be what, Cinnabon, Mexican chocolate, and I will try the turtle. So those are the three right there. Then you also have classic hazelnut. French vanilla is always good. That one is always good. Like you can't go wrong with simple French vanilla. You just can't. Then they also have the mint. Now that one will be interesting because I wonder if the mint will be strong. Because when I think about mint, I think about, if anybody remembers, going to a hotel when they were younger and they would have the green and chocolate mints with the silver wrapper directly on a pillow. That's what I technically think about when I think of like a mint or maybe like a peppermint patty, something to that extent. So that one I think will be pretty interesting as well. And this one should be pretty nice too. The candy cane, that should smell great. Like that should literally light up the whole kitchen. Like as soon as you put that directly in the coffee maker and you let it just do its thing and you pour that first cup, whoo, you're gonna taste it. Let me tell you. It's gonna be there. It is going to be there. So the next one we're gonna go to is the coffee blends that they have. So they have the cold brew. That backdrop is dope. I like that. I would love to actually try that. They got the cold brew coffee. They got the max caf blend. So I'm guessing that's maximum caffeination. I'm guessing anything caffeinated, I'm there. Like I said, sometimes you need to pick me up, or sometimes you just like it. And again, these range from varying prices, so you can go from $15 all the way up to $50, whichever fits your price range, and that's the same thing throughout the whole coffee site as well. You got whiskey barrel aged. Don't know what that would taste like. I'm pretty sure it would smell good though. I'm pretty sure it has a deep, deep, strong smell to it. I'm pretty sure. I've never, coming from a person that's never had a drink before, I have to imagine, in a sense, how it would, smell. I know how, in a sense, because I went to like a fondue place before where they put alcohol and they mix it in with the cheese and they burn it off. So then you have the flavor of the alcohol with the cheese. I know the flavor of brandy, and I think maybe whiskey, maybe whiskey. It's been so long ago, probably over like a decade ago. But those have some pretty, rich type of flavors to it. So that should be something right there. Then you have the, I think you got, okay, is that another cold brew? Maybe it might be a different cold brew. Might be a different one. So you got cold brew down there. You got the holiday blend, which should be pretty dope. Italian roast. I'm not sure. Have I had Italian coffee? I think I always picked stuff that was directly from like a different continent. So it would either be South America or it would be Africa. Those, those would be, don't ask me why, but those would be the main two. Matter of fact, I could tell you why. If you are a coffee or a tea drinker, and you're avid, in this, I'm pretty sure that everybody has had those moments and times where they've gone through the coffee aisle or the tea aisle, and it has a distinct type of smell. It smells beautiful. It smells beautiful every single time. And you'll go through the aisle and you'll happen to catch the whiff of, let's say, like a peach type of tea, or maybe like a mint type of tea, or maybe because the bags of coffee are so fresh and they just put them up, you might catch a whiff of, maybe some Zimbabwe or maybe Ethiopia, right? Or maybe some Brazil, right? Some different type of things. So I'm pretty sure this should actually have a very great smell to it. We got the classic French roast. Oh, they got gourmet donut. Yo, let me tell you something. Anything coffee and food, it's over. It's over. It is over. I'm probably going to overdose directly on that. That is some. There's going to be some good stuff. That is going to be some good stuff. Um, Let me see. Oh, let me see, because I just saw some of the comments. Hold on, I'm going to get to them. We got the half calf blend. We got the breakfast blend. That looks pretty nice. I like that drop there. That should be pretty good. You got the house blend. You got the African Kawa blend. Hopefully I did pronounce it right. Kawa. Kawa. I think Kahawa. Okay, I got you. Africa Kahawa blend. I got to break it as it goes. You got that one. You got the Asian Plateau blend. You got the Latin America blend, Cowboy blend. That got to be some old school dark black coffee right there. That's gonna is strong and is gonna keep you up in those mornings. That's what the name basically gives you right there. Then you got the African Espresso. You got the breakfast blend. You got the another breakfast blend. So you got two different ones. You got the bag and then you have the box. So I'm guessing that's where you'll have the price range. Oh, I forgot to mention too. So on the website as well, just in case, I think, what is it called? I think it's called like a Keurig. I think somebody might know in the comment section exactly what it is that I'm talking about. But the coffee makers where you can put the little pods directly in there. So I want to say that's what the box set should be, because if I remember correctly when I first looked, that should be up there in a different section as well. But I think they're just showing off both in the images that we have up there. So you got the 6 blend coffee. You have the 60 pack single servings. Yeah. So yeah, they got the capsules down here. So that's the 50 price range, you got 60 packs. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so yeah. So you got the 60 pack servings, which you get when you happen to go to the site. This is why I wish I had a Keurig. I will be trying out a lot of these different coffees real quick. Let me tell you, I'll be sitting up here sipping, doing stories and talking to you guys real quick. So then you got the 12 pack single serving coffee capsules, Italian roast, and then you got the blondie, right? So we're going to go back. Shout out to anybody that just rolled in. Shout out to excuse me, brother Exile. Shout out, brother. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Where did we go? We went to flavored. Did we do coffee blends? I think we did. Let me see. Let me scroll real quick. Yeah, we did the coffee blend. So let me go down to the sample packs because everybody loves samples. People want to, try out, certain things. So they have the single original favorites sample pack. So I'm guessing it comes with these mixtures here. I'm not sure if there might be capsule related or if it might come in like some smaller, individual bags. You also got the flavored coffee samples as well. And then you got the best sellers, which you have the six bean, the cowboy, the breakfast, Peru, Mexico. But I need people to get on the Cinnabon. Like I need, yo, come on, come on. If we're gonna have the cowboy up there, we gotta have the Cinnabon up there. We gotta have it up there, right? Like I said, that's just me. So then we're gonna go down to the top to the T. So this is for Timothy, and this is for that guy from Texas. Let me go to the T area real quick. Wait, it's not showing. Oh wait, is it at the bottom? Whoa, let me see. Let me see. Maybe I might have to because I could have sworn I went to T before. It might not be working on my end though. He does have T. It just might be on my end. Let me see something. Let me see if I can try to open it in another window to see if it'll come up here. Let me see. We went to the samples. We went to all of those. Let me see. Okay, so the clothing, that one is up. And so it just might be a slight issue with actually no, I'm incorrect. Okay, I found it. Hold on, let me go down. Okay. So for the T area, so if you want to look at the T, what you'll have to do is because it'll be listed here, but you'll have to scroll down, right? So underneath the foundational Black Americans, you'll go here and you'll see best selling teas, right? Let me see if I can go all the way to the side, or does it? Okay, we got Mango Tree directly. Okay, let me just make sure. Let me start from Mango Tree. So we have the Mango Tree. I think I've had mango tea before. Um, Mango smells great. I can tell you that. Apple cider, that has to be pretty nice. That has to be nice. Mm, I would probably, I would be tempted to try that. The Peach Paradise, let me tell you, T wise, my voice kind of cracked on that because I was reminiscing. And I remember when I first time I fell in love with a peach type of tea, and it was just the smell of the tea. It was flavorful. It was beautiful. It smelled like you were going through like a peach field or something like in spring. Like that's all you smell directly coming from the container. So for me, I automatically have high expectations when they got a peach paradise directly up here because I know it's going to have that impact and that flavor directly to it when I take that first sip. I know it's going to be there. And especially, for some people, I know some people might like to use white sugar. I myself, I like to use honey. When I have, my teas. Um, Again, some people got, different preferences. I, prefer, honey. Works out pretty good. Then you got the English breakfast. That's a different one right there. I would have to look at that one. Then you got the masala chai. Now, I'm not or have ever been a chai person. So for anybody that has had like a chai type of tea, let me know in the comment section how you feel about those type of teas. Because I've heard people talk about like different types of like, chai teas or chai coffees and, and stuff of that nature. And it's like it's a 50-50. But again, I'm the type of person who at least try it and, give it a try. And, I feel like sometimes if you don't like it the first time, give it enough time and it'll just so happen to grow, on you. So, I will try it. I would try it. Then you also have the classic jasmine, which always smells great. Smells so great. Like I said, it's nothing like having, nice tea on a brisk day, like a very, brisk morning. You got the the morning air coming out. You got the dew directly on the plants. You got, some bees, some honeybees going around, doing their normal stuff. You got the dew on the grass, and you just smell fresh air. And then you smell then you feel the warm sun, just lightly hitting, you know, your skin. So it's like that's what I feel when you go through and you look at a lot of these teas. Like a lot of those teas are set for, like different types of morning, different types of days, or, different seasons, stuff like that. Like I said, everything looks great. Everything looks great. Let me tell you, let me try to go back up to the to some of the comments. Fogwire, what is up? What is up? Timothy said, hey, they definitely did something right because coffee is expensive and hard to get into. That's true. That's true. James says, Seji, I'm very impressed with the Black business community in Detroit. New business along the Livernore's corridor has transformed the landscape, even in Sherwood Forest. That's bars. Like I said, it's a hidden gem. I'm happy that it's a hidden gem because for me, I almost don't want a lot of people to know about it because too many people trying to fluctuate towards something, it'll start to cause, a lot of attention, and then, prices and stuff will start to go up, and then you'll have people trying to push people out of, those historical, Black areas, you know. But yeah, like I said, all of those businesses, I remember going through, just like stopping on Illinois and walking through with either, my mom or, the other woman on my family, and also my friend as well. Like we would go through to some of the stores and, and check out the clothes. Now, of course, when I was younger, I'm like, man, these clothes look dope. And then I saw the price tag. I'm like, man, these clothes might be expensive. But again, that's due to the effect of I was a younger person during the time, and didn't really have the funds to try to get any of that stuff. Now it's different. Right now it's it's a little bit different. I understand money a lot more. Appreciation for it is a little bit different. So you understand how to save, right? You understand how to put some stuff to the side where it's like, okay, well, I want to be able to afford and and buy a little bit something nice. So let me put a little bit of money to the side so that I'm able to do that. That guy from Texas said turtle candy is like milk chocolate, caramel, and hazelnut, I believe. Okay, okay. Said York peppermint patty is good. Oh yeah, that's classic. That is, it's 100% classic. It always has that fresh type of taste and feel directly to it. Fogwire said Andes are the bomb, creamy melted on brownies. Oh, maybe that's the mint that you're talking about, the green and chocolate mint. I think that may be what you're talking about. Timothy said the aged whiskey would probably be real stout with a smoky flavor. Like I said, I like anything that when you let it simmer and you let it sit, it fills a room. Like those are, the type of, deep, rich, type of smells, that I love. I love for my whole house to smell like, a great cup of coffee. Maybe that's just me. That's just me. Um, Timothy said, check out the tea. Said you should do a review as content, promotion. Like I said, I'm gonna, I got some stuff that I'm looking that I'm eyeing. I put in a little bit of things, and I'll do a video when I happen to be able to do it. Um, that guy from Texas said I bought a bag of McDonald's coffee a while back. It was good. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I ever bought any of the normal places coffee like a Starbucks, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts. I don't think I ever bought any of those. It was normally just the other coffees where it's like a Honduras, Venezuela, Brazil, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, stuff like that. But like I said, those coffees, always smell great, you know. Brother Exile said, "What is up, pimpin'? Nothing much, brother. We just, sitting over here, going over um, one of our own who has started a coffee business, got a full-fledged website, called Black First Coffee. Went through the About Us. Also, wanted to show the IG as well, just in case anybody maybe wanted to go to the IG to find the link, or to maybe follow them for maybe any new info, or maybe if they might have different promotions, or stuff like that. So I'm trying to make sure I just list all of that, great stuff. That guy from Texas said a Keurig K cup coffee maker. Okay, that's what it was. I got to make sure to get one of those. I had the old school coffee maker where you just like pop open the lid, you put down, the coffee filter, pour the coffee in, and then you just let it, and you just fill it in, in the back. Right? I had one of those. Funniest thing is, I fell in love with coffee back in middle school when I took a trip when I was in private school. Shout out to Temple of Faith in Detroit. Um, when I took a trip to Kentucky, we went to like the Mammoth Caves, right? Never forget it. I can still remember being on the bus, falling asleep on the coach bus, falling asleep and waking up, asking the classic, are we there yet? And we were staying in hotels. I remember the day that I think we were there for like a week. I mean, not a week, about a day or two. And the day that I was supposed to, like, it was early in the morning, like everybody had got up. And, I remember our teacher, Mr. Reese, he had made some coffee. And I was like, oh, let me hurry up and go, run and go take my shower so I can actually, like, for the first time, like, get and, try some coffee, because during that time, middle school, he's like, yo, I'm a big guy now. I'm about to, have some coffee. We in here, right? And lo and behold, the coffee got murdered. By the time I got out the shower, everybody had killed the coffee. I'm like, word? All the coffee? I'm like, that's what we doing, guys. Nobody gonna, redo or refill the. I'm like, wow. So I'm like, yep. And now I am a coffee man. Let me tell you, I'm a coffee man. Uh, Let me see. James said the Dunkin' Donuts on Woodward has great coffee, giving Starbucks a run for its money. I believe it. I believe it. Like I said, it'll come a point in time where a lot of those businesses, they'll start to, slide off. You're not going to stay on top for long. Mark said, as a coffee roaster, IMO, Ethiopia and Kenya grow the best coffee in the world. Yo, the coffee is rich and it has a great. I think I might still have some Ethiopia coffee. I would have to check, but it's always rich. It has a deep and a great, beautiful flavor. I know I'm using that for like every single coffee, but for me, it's like I would have to, in order to dissect the coffee, I would need to literally drink it and like talk as I'm going through the coffee. Um, Mark Biz said, "I love mango tea." Okay, I might have to give that a try. Brother Exile said, "Dunkin' Donuts employees overcharged my card while they were closed. I got donuts from my coworkers a few times and got charged 225 instead of ooh, Jesus Christ." Who? No, that wasn't even no mistake. Somebody did that on purpose and thought they was slick. You can't. Nah, bruh. I would have left a note on that door, son. Yo, I might have had to call off real quick. I'm like, yo, we got to get this situated. We can't be having this. 225. Nah, inflation is real. Let me tell you something. Mm-mm. Bills and gas is too high. We're gonna have to get this situated right now. That guy from Texas said orange tea is good. Mark Biz said that type of tea ain't cheap. That's facts. That's facts. But the Exile said 138 instead of 33 was a hassle with my bank. Took 10 working days until I could get a new card. Yeah, it technically it shouldn't take that long. Whenever I've had to request a new card, it usually takes about 5 days. I would say usually in my experience, it would usually take about 5 days, no more than 7. Um, so yeah, I guess it might depend on the banks where they'll decide to take quite a longer bit of time when it deals with cards. Um, Fogwire said vanilla chai, sweetened to taste. Okay, okay. Yo, we got Pud in here. What is up? What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation, brother. What is going on? What is going on? The guy from Texas said, I like chai tea. Um, I had the Taozo brand vanilla chai latte. Why does that sound familiar? Okay, I know why that sounds familiar. I used to stock that at Whole Foods. I know the box, I know the brand exactly that you're talking about. I know let me tell you something. When I was working at Whole Foods, even though I have my complaints about what I had to go through, going through the tea in a coffee aisle smells great. It smells great. If you ever happen to go to a Whole Foods, go through the tea and the coffee aisle. And in the tea and coffee, unless they did some rearranging, the tea and the coffee aisle should also be in the bulk aisle as well, because you can get your coffee beans in bulk as well as also grinding up your coffee beans too. And they also have dried fruit as well. If anybody is into dried fruit and you happen to stop by Whole Foods, I recommend the dried mango slices. Dried mango slices, that is the most beautiful dried fruit I've ever tasted in my life. If you've ever had a fruit roll up, that's exactly what it's like. Like, I kid you not, I'm not even joking. I promise you. And depending at the Whole Foods, if you happen to ask a person that works there that's working in the bulk section, or maybe a worker that's in that aisle, you can ask for a test, just to try it out. And they will normally allow a customer, be like, okay, you want to try, this out, to put on some gloves, and they'll, hand the slice directly to. It's beautiful. Like I said, my condolences to those who might be allergic to mango or fruits, but those who are not, I highly recommend dried mango slices. It tastes great. It tastes great. It's just like candy, but it's healthy. Fallwire said Taozo may cost a bit more than Bigelow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I want to say that Bigelow should be in Fairfield, if I can think correctly. I think Fairfield. Yeah. In Fairfield, Bigelow should be located. Like, at least one of the manufacturers for Bigelow should be located there. Um, Mark says citrus black brew tea, the chef's kiss. Okay, I'll look into that. Fogwire said, oh, okay, I'm going back down. Brother Exile said, be careful out there who y'all swipe with. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's bars. Mark said global warming will reduce areas able to grow coffee around the world by 20 or so percent. I believe it. I believe it. Mark says Starbucks is engineering a coffee to withstand global warming. Yeah, it's not going to be the same. It is not going to be the same. Mark says Starbucks. Timothy said jasmine tea. I haven't had a good jasmine tea in years. I will be buying from them. Yeah, like I said, I will be trying them out as well. Like I said, it's one of our own. So, like I told y'all before, if at a point in time I happen to start up a business, or different things of that nature, I will use the little bit that I have here to hopefully get some eyes directly on your brand, or what it is that you're doing. At least to let people know what's going on. Right, word of mouth. That's the best thing. Timothy said they sell tea kettles too. Wait, do they? Favorite coffee brands. I know they got the clothing and accessories. So you got like the mugs, you got the teddy bears, they got the hoodies, they got the bag. So I know they got some stuff here. I don't think they have that yet. Now that could probably be something they can add a little bit later on. Let's say once everything blows up, or something like that, or you see maybe like a sharp increase in the amount of people ordering, then they could probably allocate some money into having some kettles and different things like that people may be interested in buying. um Brother Exile said our own coffee. Yes, we are in there. He said, I'm there. Everybody support. It's bars. Timothy said, can a French press make tea or just coffee? See, that I'm not sure. That I am not sure. That's a very good question. Fogwire said, Mad TV's Java Man Stan. Caffeine is a heck of a drug. I believe it. I believe it. And I love Mad TV. Mad TV is classic. Mark said, I roast coffee for Whole Foods. Yeah, so see, we got another Whole Foods person, directly, here. Like I said, I used to be at Whole Foods for a good, 4 years. I gave my story uh, in my interaction that I had. This is the one thing, and I'm pretty sure that Mark, probably know what it is that I'm talking about. Um, Minus the negative interaction that what took place with me. Like I said, overall I did love working there. um the environment is pretty, it's pretty cool. You have people of a variety of different backgrounds. You got like when it dealt with the fruit, the produce section, I had people there from like Indonesia, some people from like Fiji and different areas, Polynesians. Like I said, you got some very dope people. And when I worked overnight, a lot of those guys, like they would take care of you. Like that's the one beautiful thing that I would say that I love the most working overnight, is that either people in produce or the people in um the main food area where they would fix, where they got the pizza oven, like the brick stove. Once it turns about like 10 or like 11 o'clock, they would look out for you. They were like, yo, we're about to get rid of this pizza, whatnot, whatever. And they're like, yo, we can sit up there and save this for you, slide y'all a few, or we can leave them directly in the break room, right? And let me tell you, it'd be some times that I would get to work because of paying rent and dealing with transportation. A brother would be broke, pockets will be in the red. And a lot of times, if again, and this is talking about a guy who has a place to rest his head, and he's paying bills and everything like that, it was very tough during that time. And a lot of those times when I might not have had some dinner to bring directly with me because I was rushing, or maybe didn't cook anything, they would look out for you. They would remember. And like I said, you got some solid good people there at Whole Foods, dealing with uh, the workers. Um, like I said, I got some great. I remember some good conversations. I was learning Spanish, at that moment in time, because I had a lot of people there that might have been from Venezuela. They might have been from a great many areas, in South America, or maybe even just Mexico itself. And, they were there working, taking care of, their families, coming there, every single day. What was it? My supervisor, Francie, um, Haitian. It was quite a bit of both Haitian and people from Jamaica directly there. Beautiful people, awesome people. Um, They always had a positive type of, outlook, smile directly, on their face when they saw you or you spoke directly to them. And again, they would also look out, for you as well. And I would also say, like, you know, being at Whole Foods, I got to learn about other people's culture, and also, a little cliff notes of, like their history, and, different things. Like I said, minus, what I went through, overall, I would still, recommend people to, seek a job, at, Whole Foods, because there are very great opportunities to climb directly up the ladder. Because maybe you might be somebody in grocery, then you can move from grocery to becoming like a buyer, from being a buyer to becoming the head of the grocery section. Or maybe you feel like grocery ain't for you, you could transfer over to seafood, you could transfer over to produce, you can transfer over to the dairy section. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff. I can go, on and on. I ain't even trying to be talking about Whole Foods like that. But like I said, because, Mark was saying that, he had Whole Foods, I gotta bring it up. Gotta bring up the memories. Especially having somebody in here that know about Whole Foods as well. James said, I've tried Marley coffee. It's impressive. And Kim Fields has a coffee I haven't tried. Oh, Kim Fields got a coffee? That's dope. I didn't even know she had a coffee. Fogg said both are spastic. The guy from Texas said the YouTuber Lovely T has a great tea line. That's dope. That is dope. A lot of people out here making moves. DSA1, good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up? What is up? What is up? That guy from Texas said, I tried decaf, not for me. Yeah, I'm not really a decaffeinated type of person. I love caffeine. Caffeine is that stuff for me. It is that stuff. DSA1 said, y'all up early. Yeah, I wanted to do, I was already up. I was already doing videos for the third channel. So those will be coming up throughout the week. And, I had stated in a live stream about a day or two ago that one of our own here started up a coffee company, which is the one that you see here, which is Black First Coffee. And they also have an IG, as well, which is listed directly up here. And I wanted to make sure to basically, keep my word. And I wanted to showcase, a lot of the coffees and the teas directly up there, just in case some people might like both, or somebody might like one or the other. They got, both things directly up here. They got, single origins, they got flavor, they got coffee blends, they got simple packs, they got teas, and they also got clothes and accessories dealing with, the company as well. Mark said, I love my job and coworkers. Leadership is another story. Bruh, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Fake friend of crap. What is up? What is up? What is up? Said, I'm glad you are still creating content. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are not going to, we've been we've had individuals out there trying to stop, the platform directly in its tracks, and we are going to continue doing what it is that we always do here. Like I told y'all before, we are not giving up. We are not running. We are just going to, keep going. We're going to keep trucking. Right? That's the only thing that you can do, especially when this is something that you set out to do and create for yourself. You can't allow other people to basically, crush and destroy, your dreams. Right? Gotta keep going. Brother Exile said, y'all, right cross that like button. That is bars. That is bars. Mark said, I love my job and coworkers. Leadership is another story. Brother, let me tell you. The supervisor that I had, Francie, I'm going to sit up there and give him a shout out, because even though there was some difficulties, there, and I felt that he should have been going about stuff a little bit differently. I still appreciate the work ethic, that he had, because that man right there, like when he had, when there was a job to do, because you now Mark, you understand what I'm talking about. So when I worked overnight, we would have the buyers or the head of the grocery section, right? They would make an order during the day. So during the night, the truck would come in around 10 o'clock and they will start to unload the pallets. Bro, when I sit up there and tell you that some days we had about 25 pallets at max, I think we might have had somewhere close to almost like 30. Like during the holiday time, you already know, being at Whole Foods for quite some time, you will get a lot of pallets during the holidays. It is the most insane time to be working. During the earlier parts of the year, you're not going to get a lot of pallets. You might have some off days here and there where you'll get a lot of pallets. You'll get half a truck. Bro, during the times of October, because they'll start ordering like early, between October to like the New Year's, that is going to be the most hectic time when ordering, especially when it comes into like Thanksgiving, like the tail end of October, November, all the way to like Christmas. It's crazy. It is completely insane. And then on top of that, like, dude, we had buyers there that were sitting up there overspending. They were going over the budget and they would continuously get in trouble. And I'm like, why is he still a buyer? He's been jacking up on these orders countless times. Why is this dude still a buyer? Why? Like, I don't get it, because if it was me, y'all would have been got me up out of there. I would have been got demoted and sent back to overnight grocery. But this dude is just there jacking up store money. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. That is crazy. And the other thing that I have a problem with leadership is that I don't like the fact that, for me, like when I worked overnight, we would get blamed for things that didn't get done during the day, right? Or then we would have people that would get attitudes with us because the order was not unpacked during the night. There's nothing that we can do as overnighters. There's nothing that we can do if the truck comes 4 hours late. If I'm supposed to be there and clock in at 10 o'clock, realistically, the truck should have already been there at 9 to like 9:45. So it should already be getting unloaded as soon as I'm coming in through the door, making it to walking downstairs and waiting my 30 minutes so that I can clock in. The truck is already supposed to be there. If that truck is 4 to 5 hours late, I'm not about to try to break my neck and break my ankles to try to get done 20 pallets. Like that doesn't make any type of sense. But dealing with Whole Foods, they're like, yo, whenever the truck comes, it don't matter if it's 30, we expect you to get those 30 done. I'm like, yo, that's ridiculous. I'm like, that's like, you think you dealing with the Justice League out here. That is insane. Nobody, like, that is human. Yo, no. And let me break it down to some people, just in case you don't understand. Breaking down a pallet, some pallets might come in where, if somebody did the order specifically and correctly, the pallets are going to match up with all of the aisles. So you might have something for the breakfast aisle. You might have the bulk aisle. You're going to have the freezer. But within each one of those aisles, it's divided further into other items as well, because just because you got a breakfast aisle, you'll also have some stuff that deals with bakery. It might come in the frozen section, right? So you might have some stuff that's mixed. So you got to also calculate the fact that you'll have pallets that come mixed, or sometimes in other extents for the Whole Foods that I was working at, dude, there's a multitude of times that we've had trucks, they've delivered the pallets, we've started unpacking the pallets, and then we find out, because they hurry up and call us back, they were like, yo, 9 of those pallets belong to another Whole Foods. Those weren't even meant for y'all. So we got to come back and get those pallets and put them back, and then go back to the other store, which is going to take a few hours to do. And then they have to unpack those pallets, then put our pallets on there, and then send those back to us. So that's a whole bunch of time. That's a whole bunch of time. Like it's the craziest, the most craziest, insane type of thing. And again, to have leadership mad at you because you didn't specifically get things done. To have coworkers coming in the morning having an attitude because they actually got to do some work, such as breaking down a pallet. Let me explain something to a lot of people. I know I'm going on a Whole Foods rant right now. It is what it is. You have a lot of coworkers, and I'm pretty sure everybody here has dealt with those type of coworkers, where they will just come in, just have an attitude just for no reason. or if you have a certain type of job, coworkers will get mad because there's a little bit of work that they actually have to sit up there and do because they're not used to actually doing work. The people that normally work in the mornings have an easy job. They're coming into Whole Foods facing. If you don't know what facing is, that means that anytime that you go directly into, let's say if you go into a Stop and Shop, right? I'm going to list a whole bunch of stores where they don't believe in facing. This is the one thing that I do believe in that Whole Foods basically taught me. It's about presentation, right? So whenever you go directly into a store, they're supposed to pull somebody who works there is supposed to be facing those items. They're along with facing, you're also supposed to make sure that all the items there are up to date. So if you got anything that's at a early date, which I mean that's something that's going to expire 3 to 4 months from now, you put that in the back. Anything that's going to expire within this month or next month, you put that to the front. It's called respect your elders, right? That's what you're supposed to do, right? So the oldest to the front, the youngest to the back. When you go into a Target, you go to a Stop and Shop. This is why when you go through the aisles, you start to see a lot of gaps. You start to see a lot of holes because they do not train their people there to face, to actually do or deal with a product placement. They're just there to put things on a shelf and to break down pallets, and that's it. Like I said, that's the one key difference I will sit up there and give Whole Foods when it deals with like presentation and how they want that store to look when you first come in there, where even if an item, might not be there, it's like, all right, so we got a couple of areas here in the chip aisle. We might not have these chips anymore because we don't sell this brand or what have, or maybe they discontinued it. You take the other chips and you fill in those sections so that it just doesn't look barren because it looks tacky. It does look terrible. It makes you think a certain type of way about the store, right? So that's the main thing that people in the morning do. They get angry when they actually have to do the work that they are paid to do, which is breaking down a pallet, which is taking stuff from downstairs, bringing it upstairs on a cart or a U-boat or whatever, and actually putting it where it's supposed to be. Like I said, you have a lot of people that work physical labor jobs and they're lazy. And it's completely beyond me why it is that you have people like that. Why even pick a physical labor job if you're lazy in general? Don't do that. Like I said, you're only going to cause more harm than good. Like I said, it's great. You're there for a paycheck, but it's bad because you're not really thinking for the whole team as a whole, because whatever you're lazy on, the rest of the team has to pick up on. Right? But my bad. I was going on a whole rant. My apologies. That guy from Texas, Fogwire said, Hobby Lobby is like this, and I'm speaking as a temp. Yo, my apologies for you having to have to deal with that. My apologies for you having to, deal with that. Like I said, it's tough. The main thing that I'll sit up there and tell you is this. If you appreciate and love your job, you like working with customers, let that be your main focus every single day. Because irregardless on whatever I had to deal with leadership at Whole Foods, I looked at the people that I was able to have conversations with every single. That's the main thing that I was hyped about, going to work. Like I got to, talk to, some of the guys in the back that would, work with the trucks, right? They would work in receiving. We had two guys that would do receiving. I got to, talk to some of the guys in the meat section, and I got to learn, different things about like the meat, the different types of, cuts and stuff like that. Like I said, when it deals with presentation, Whole Foods, when you look at that seafood area, when you look at that dairy area, when you look at the meat section, it is top notch. Like they are on it. Like the guys who are working back there, they get the job done. Like they get the job done. Their presentation, like go into a Whole Foods during the holiday season. That presentation is ridiculous. And I'm talking about being able to see the presentation where the case for the meat section or whatever it is was completely empty. And then they're basically cutting the meat, they're decorating the meat, they're sauteing and adding all of the stuff through the morning so that when the store opens, people are just seeing this beautiful, display. Like I said, that's the main thing that I focused on. The fact that I'm around other people and I get to watch, what dedication looks like, right? I get to watch what a knowledge base looks like. Like I got to the point where I was like, yo, man, I might want to go into, working with, in the meat area, because I'm like, that's kind of dope. And then to actually learn and understand that once you have about 1 to 2 years of working in the meat area underneath your belt, you can either go for an upgrade or you can take that knowledge and start up your own store. So, like I said, I look at a lot of these things as opportunities for other people to not just solely stay in one place, but you can, move around and do, other things, as well. They got from Texas said my job did that before. James said I had a coworker like that. You always had to walk on eggshells around her. I started bringing her a scone from coffee bean and tea leaf every morning, and she loved me for that. Yeah, sometimes you just got some people that's always in, a type of mood, and it just takes that one person to really lighten up their mood. Like I said, you never know what a person could be going through. You could very easily, have been the light for, that woman's, life. A lot of things could have been falling down and going through a lot of stuff in the background. And just you doing that simple, nice gesture, just, breathe, a whole nother type of life, directly into her. The guy from Texas said you just broke down all of our workplace problems. Let me tell you, trust me, for the amount of time that I spent at Whole Foods, I put it to you like this: the how dedicated I was and how much I actually loved that job. I would have been there for probably 10 years, and I would have been ecstatic, right? Holding down, the same job for 10 years and different things of that nature. Even it got to the point where within, I think, the second or the third year, my supervisor, he was always talking about, retiring. And he was looking at me. He was like, "Yo, I think you would be, very good for, going for, supervisor, doing this, that, and the third." And for me, I really didn't see it. I was like, "Nah, I don't really think I'm cut out for that. It's too much to, really deal with, and yada yada yada, and all this other type of stuff." And then, the funniest thing is when you have to actually work for yourself, you turn into a supervisor because you start to scrutinize, you start to look at things vastly differently. I was already doing that directly at my job, right? When I did work at Whole Foods. And due to the fact of the way that I was the team that I had, the overnight team, we had our problems, technically as a store family. But when it came to us working, wasn't nobody touching us. Like when it came to like breaking down like the pallets and putting things up and all, wasn't nobody touching us. Like it wasn't happening. Like we were on it. Like when we were on it, we were on it. Like nobody was seeing us at all in that store at all. I could put money on that. And looking at it sometimes, I'm like, you know what, maybe I could have went for supervisor, but I'm like, yo, that's way just too much, responsibility in a sense. You got to manage other people. You gotta, look at how everything is going. You got to deal with the end cap. You got to deal with the displays, and sometimes you might have to stay over for different types of meetings. And then on top of that, there's rare extents. Well, not rare, but there's other extents where you'll do orders, right? So if your shift is over at 6:30 and you're the supervisor for the grocery team, sometimes you'll have to stay over to do the orders for some of the aisles. So let's say the breakfast aisle. So that's all the cereals. That may be some of the pita breads that's directly up there. Um, what else do they have directly? It's been so long since I've been in Whole Foods. I'm trying to go back in a faded memory for some years from yesteryears. But yeah, it's mostly, let me see, in the breakfast aisle, left and right. Yeah, it's the breakfast. It's the cereals, the bag cereals. You have the breads. You also, oh yeah, you also have like the breakfast bars as well. You got like the RX breakfast bars. I think the Smart breakfast bars, and different stuff like that. So you might have to stay there and actually do some inventory and stuff like that. Again, I was the type of person, I didn't have a car during that time. I'm taking transportation in order to get to to and from um that job. So I'm like, yo, I can't afford to actually do a lot of that, because if I'm waiting for a ride or however it is, like, yo, that's going to set me back. You know, that's going to take a lot of time, and then on top of that, I got to come right back in on time the next day. Like I said, we've had a lot of times. I know Marcus probably, he might have had to leave for work, but um, dealing with Whole Foods, there's been some times where you have to do count, where you basically, instead of me starting my day at 10 o'clock, my night at 10 o'clock, I actually had to come in around like 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock or 6:30. So we were there from like 6 o'clock all the way up until 6 the next day, because we had to do inventory on top of the fact we had to do count. We had to do inventory on top of breaking down pallets. We had to do all of that. And then on top of that, come back in on our normal time the next day, which would be at 10 o'clock. That's a lot. That is a lot to do. That is a lot to do. And when I sit up there and tell you that I would have days where I am tired, I am beat, man, it was not even a game. Like, when you're used to it, it's like you can feel it, but it's not as bad. Like, if I were to go back and do all of that stuff right now, it's going to feel like I just started, which technically it would be, because my body is reset and it's not used to doing all of that, lifting the pallets, tossing them bad boys around, lifting like the cases of water. Let me tell you, working in a grocery store, you will get a free workout, especially if you got to deal with water. You breaking down waters every single day, you're doing displays. That's a lot of heavy lifting. You're dealing with the cases of milk as well. That's a lot of heavy lifting. you know Timothy said, that's why I'm a trucker, cut and dry transaction, and easy to spot scams. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That's fine. Shout out to you being a truck driver. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. James said, Whole Foods is the only store brought meatloaf I eat. It's really good. I think I've had. Oh, Mark said, I'm working and listening. I'm working in a coffee facility for Whole Foods. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Um, what was it? James said Whole Foods is the only store. Yeah. Now that's another thing too. Let me tell you something. Whenever it was a time that let's say I didn't have anything to bring to work, I would go in Whole Foods. I'm not sure how it tastes now. I can only recommend it how I remember it. They would have the General Tso. They would also have buffalo wings, and I think they would have like the Asian Zing. Those three wings that they do in store, like, they have quite a few. I'm going to recommend some in store stuff for y'all. So they got the buffalo, they got the General Tso, and then they got the Asian Zing. I would used to buy all of those. I would buy at least like two clear packs of those, and I would have a loaf of white bread along with maybe like some apple juice. That would be my meal before I clock in, because you would get like 30, because when I get there, I'll make sure to get like 30 minutes ahead of time. So I'm sitting there. I think I might catch like Supernatural or something like that during the time if they got the TV on in the break room. I would sit there and I would eat, my food real quick, my 30 minutes, let my legs rest, let my body rest. And then after that, I would sit up there and clock in at 10. And then the rest of it, I would sit up there and eat at lunch, maybe somewhere around, I think, 1 or 2. Right. But that's some good chicken. That's in-store chicken. The other thing that I can also say as well is the dip for the chips. They have I think it's a lime. It's a certain type of green dip that they make in house at Whole Foods. It is beautiful. It is fresh. It is always great. Like I said, in the women that would come in, because you would have the women that would work on like the cutting up the fruit baskets. They would make a lot of like the in store, type of stuff. They do beautiful work. Like those women, they do beautiful work. That food always tasted great. Never had no type of problems. It was always fresh, every single time. Especially using like the chips that they have. There's a specific type of chips that they would have in Whole Foods. It comes in a clear bag, and it would have a normal twist tie directly on it. Those are some of the best chips to have with that dip. I can't really speak for now. Well, technically, hold on. There's a secondary bag too, and it's light brown. It has a clear plastic front directly to it, so you can see the chips on the inside. And I forgot the name of the brand, so I got to try to just go by the way that the bag looks. But those two types of chips are very great. They're very hearty for thick type of dip. The salsa at Whole Foods is also pretty good, as well. Now, the pizza, if you're hungry and you just need something to eat for some substance, it'll work. If you're looking for taste, hey, I don't know what to really tell you. They don't really season that pizza. Let me tell you. The seasoning is missing. I don't know what it is, but there needs to be some seasoning. So you will have to sit up there and add your own seasoning on there. You might have to get some crushed red peppers. You might have to, you know, throw some Parmesan or something directly on there so you can get a little bit of flavor. You might even have to throw some chili sauce on there to give it some life. But yeah. Mark said the Whole Foods tortilla chip bomb. I think that's it. I think that's it. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've been there. It has been a minute. Um the other thing I say as well is that, amongst the coworkers, you will have some people that will actually like really look out for you. Because when I was going through some stuff, when I was there, I had some people really look out for me. They were like, "Yo, man, we'll try to help you, like, like find a place or whatnot or whatever." Like they were like, "Yo," like I said, you got some good people, you got some good souls, directly there. Now, I'm not sure, Mark, how long you been at Whole Foods, but during the time, this was like back, let's say like 17, right? Um, Actually, this was like before then. Let me see. 18, 17, 16, 15. So yeah, this is during the times of like 2015 to like 2018. Back during that time frame, the women there at Whole Foods, and I'm talking about the cashier. You might have seen this. Like I said, I'm not sure how long you worked there, but they used to wear. Now, some people might know what I'm talking about. How women wear like the leggings, where they're black, but technically in the right light, they're also see through at the same time. Man, the amount of times that I've seen the cashiers wear that type of clothing, I'm like, yo, I don't know how they're even allowing this right now, but this is not going to be happening for yo. They put in a dress code swift, quick, and in a hurry. I want to say more than likely some of the women who patronize the Whole Foods, they complain because they got Mark knows. Oh, you've been there for like 60. Oh, you've been there for a minute. You've seen a lot. You've seen a lot of changes and a lot of transit. I wish it's odd and it's weird. I wish I could say that I've been there for 16 years. I wish I could say that. Because like I said, I did enjoy the job that I had. Like I said, I had dope coworkers. Like I had some coworkers, like, if I needed like to actually get home and I didn't have a way home, they would actually drive me from the store all the way to my home, which is completely out of their way, right? But they would sit up there and do that. Like I said, even though I do have some negative things that I've experienced, I can't allow that to take away from, the good that I've experienced from, like, some of the people there. But yeah, I think I want to get back to that main story. So those black leggings, there's been too many times that you can see that, and especially with the younger cashiers, they would be wearing thongs. So I'm like, y'all know what y'all doing. You clear cut know that you're wearing this, and realistically, you shouldn't be wearing this at all, but yet you are. Like I said, they made those changes real swift. And I think they also had changes for guys too. They was like, yeah, we can't wear like jogging pants. And I'm like, if I'm wearing overnight, I mean, if I'm working overnight, that's the one thing that I had a problem with. If you work overnight at the job, it should not matter what it is that you're working, because you're not dealing with the public. You're not dealing with customers, right? You're worried about facing, you're worried about checking the dates. You're worried about, filling in any gaps. You're worried about, packing out the stuff and making sure everything is everything, right? Because before, we were able to wear jogging pants, and then they made that swift change, and I kind of felt that was a little bit stupid, but it is what it is. Like I said, I was more comfortable in jogging pants anyway, especially now, Mark, you because you've been there for like 16 years, so you've seen when it is that they started, changing some of the stores and doing like the remodeling. Like when I was working at Whole Foods, originally, I want to say like 2014, you literally, at the store that I was at, it was a small one. You had both the dairy, you had the seafood, and I think one other section, right? All of that is cold. Dairy section, that's cold. The specialty section, because it's dealing with cheese, like a variety of different cheeses, that's cold. Then on top of that, you also got produce as well. So you're surrounded by all of this cold. And I'm like, yeah, we need jogging pants. Like sometimes I would come in there because I know, especially if it's during like the winter or whatever, I would come in there, I would have like some thin pajamas, and then I would have, my blue jeans on. Because I'm like, yo, I'm about to be freezing directly in here. But then, of course, after you start working, you start moving around. Now your body want to heat up like it's 100 degrees, and now you're sitting up here like trying to like take off your shirt, and you're trying to like leave on like a thin tee or something. It's crazy. It's completely crazy. And yo, Mark, I know because you've been there for 16 years. You can probably attest to this. Good sir, I can't tell you how many times I had a Seinfeld moment at Whole Foods, because I've seen both workers and I've also seen people who who are customers walk into a bathroom and walk directly out. When I tell you that I've gone insane some days seeing that, and I literally wanted to follow the person and tell them to go back in there and wash their hands. Like, yo, it took me everything in the fiber of my being to not holler and call somebody out for not washing their hands. And I'm talking about like, yo, you would have people that would be dealing with like food, like the food section. So you would have people with that, and then you would have people in produce. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is how stuff spreads. This is how we have outbreaks, and people catch food poisoning because people do not want to wash their hands. Like, dude, when I tell you that I've seen people who work with food, because normally how they teach you, like, let's say if you work with like produce, if you work in a meat section, um and what's another section? Produce, meat, and I think it's like in one other section, you normally have about 3 sets of gloves on. You got the cut glove, which you are not cutting through that glove. Even if you make a mistake, you're not cutting through that glove because it's built that tough. You got the cut glove, and then you have 2 plastic gloves on, right? People will sit up there and use the bathroom, roll in there after touching themselves, not even take off the gloves to like rewash their hands, anything like that. They'll take off that first glove or those two gloves and have the cut glove on. After throwing that off, then they will be touching the door. I'm like, bro, I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. I'm like, dude, you're touching a door handle that has been touched by a variety of people that also don't wash their hands. So then they're sitting up there going back into the area with that same cut glove, and they're touching on the raw meat, pulling it out of boxes and different things like that. And then they'll sit up there and put on the cut. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, why? I'm like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Timothy said, 16 years, you're on your way to owning a Whole Foods, ain't you? No, like, oh yeah, no, no, no. Oh no, I was there when Amazon bought Whole Foods. I remember. I remember because our the head of the store was talking to us and everything. That was around, that should have been like the 2017, 2018 ish. It might have been maybe a little bit of like 2016, because I know it takes about a year for all of that paperwork to actually fully go through. Um, but no, like Timothy been there for like 16 years. Within that time frame, that's being like a supervisor of a certain section. Let me see. Timothy works with like coffee, so that's in the bulk area. So that was the area that I was explaining to you guys earlier, where you got like a lot of the dry type of like fruits, both in bags and in the bulk area sections. You got both the coffee that is bean and else, and all this other type of stuff. And then also in the bulk section, that's where you find the other teas and the spices as well, right? So it's a multitude of different sections in the the bulk section. Um, so yeah, he could be head of bulk, directly over that, or again, he could be a supervisor over the grocery section. Like I said, it's a multitude of ways that it can be sliced as well, and also it can get to the point with the amount of time that he's been there, he could also apply to be the head of a store, because that's what one of my other supervisors did. She worked there for so long. I think she got about, well, during that time, I think now she probably got about like 30 years or whatever. But during that time, I think it was about like 15 to like 20 years experience. And during a certain point in time, during that, she applied and she ended up getting a position. And she basically is over that, whole store. Um, Let me see. King James, yo, good morning, good morning. King James said it'll be 61. I'll be 61 next month, and I've never seen no crap like this. Uh, well, if you've never had to like run into anything like that when it deals with food, I'm very happy for you. I'm very very happy for you. But again, even outside of the whole food section, even going to the movies, as a guy, I've spotted other guys who literally will be in the stall for about like God knows how long. They won't hit no soap on their hands. They'll put their hands directly underwater, and then they'll either allow the air to dry them, or they'll sit up there and put them under what's the name. But I'm like, bro, you didn't wash your hands. You've been in that bathroom for how long there? Like, yo, we know everything that you ate like 3 nights ago, and you're not going to properly wash your hands. I'm like, bro, this is why I open doors with my t-shirt. Anytime I either use the corner of the door, it's an automatic door, or I grab it with like a jacket or something, or I grab it with a piece of a paper that I wipe my hands off with. I am not, under no circumstances, I am not touching that metal door handle with my hands, because I already know what's on there. Trust me, I already know what's on there. I've seen this too many times, too many times. But just in case, if I don't happen to do a live stream during that next month, I just want to say happy birthday to King James. Happy 61st. Much love, respect, and appreciation for the amount of miles that you have walked, on this plane of existence, and may you walk 61 more, 61 years worth more. Timothy said, "Oh no, no wonder they have a lot of recalls now." Yeah, that's in a lot of places because people ain't, the cleanliness factor, man. It's crazy out here. It is complete. That's why I used to do a lot of recall videos, and I used to, hand the information directly out to y'all so that y'all would know. Because again, a lot of these places they ain't going to sit up there and tell y'all like, "Hey, we got recalls on such and such a food and all this other type of stuff." They're not about to do that. Mm-mm. That guy from Texas said Whole Foods marinated sun dried tomatoes are pretty good. I don't think I ever tried those sun dried tomatoes. I don't think I tried those. Um, Let me see. Uh, Timothy says, seeing someone not wash their hands at a truck stop and they make coffee before you makes me want to charge up a commandment. This is why if I have to get coffee and it's really like that, I'm just going to either go through a drive-through or I would just get something directly from the refrigerator. I'm like, yeah, I'm good on that. I'm like, it's too many dirty folks out here, and I'm just gonna be real. Like I said, if you were to take a black light to a lot of these places, if you were to take a black light and look at a lot of these surfaces, you would be disgusted. You would be 1,000% disgusted. I could bet top dollar directly on it. It's stuff there that you don't even want to see. And it's even worse when you decide to take a sample and you put that in a petri dish. It's even worse. Like I said, you don't even want to know what is sitting directly up there. Like it's bad. 1,000% bad. King James said, the time is coming for the truth to come out. We can't keep standing for those people to treat us this way. I mean, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Mark said, they can't afford me as leadership. I make more hourly than overtime. Oh yeah, you've been at Whole Foods for like 16 years. Oh yeah. And then in Mark, and I know you know because you've been there for 16 years. They allow you when you first work there within your first year. I'm not sure if they still got it, but within your first year of Whole Foods, they will allow you to go for a bump in your raise twice within 1 year. That's the only time that you can do it. Right? They'll allow you to do it twice. So if you don't happen to do it then, you're out of luck. You know. Yeah, it's like you got those two times to basically do it. And I'm pretty sure with the amount of work and effort that you put in, like your paycheck is looking crazy. So crazy. I feel sorry for that paycheck when it comes to those taxes though. That'd be the problem. That's the real problem right there. Cause like, yo, Mark, I've had a lot of times I was hyped where we would have overtime. And I'm like, oh, we about to get overtime. We about to be like really seeing something. We about to get paid. And you sit up there and look at that check, and then the government is like, yeah, we taking about $300 to $400. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, who am I? Am I on child support? I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, where my money goes? Yo, how they rob you in taxes is insane. It is insane, insane, insane how they rob you in taxes. Oh my goodness. It is plain insane. It is plain insane. But like I said, brother, much love and respect to you, man. I'm proud of the amount of years that you have put, directly in there. Like I said, you found your groove and how it is that you want to move and work there and whatnot. Like I said, once you get a job and you technically love doing that job and you have like a certain motion that you go, oh, everything is easy. It is easy. And that's what I feel with a lot of jobs that people are missing, like getting that groove. And it's like once you get that groove at that job where it's like, yo, you know what it's going to be every single day. So you already know how it is that you're going to move, do A, B, and C. Yo, it's nothing. Work is flying. You technically looking for more work. It's like, yo, it's like, that's all we got today. It's nothing else. But the crazy part, and I know Mark knows, even if you're done with your work, they don't allow you to clock early. They're like, yeah, we're not doing it. You don't clock early here. You're going to find something else to do. So if you're done with the work here, then you're going to be working backstock. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. So it's like, it's a little bit of a a tough thing. But again, it's like you're dealing with something that you've been doing for like 16 years. So it's like this is nothing. Like this is a cakewalk. You already know, like, if you need more work to do, it's like, all right, let me go look at the backstock real quick. Let me go check if anything needs to be. I forgot the terminology for it because I know Mark knows where you got to deal with the expired stuff. You got to basically scan it, and you gotta, you either put it in like the crates. Basically, you're throwing it out. You're cataloging it. That's what it is. Losses, right? Everybody has to, do losses, especially dairy. Dairy, by far, I would say, out of all of my time working at Whole Foods, dairy tends to have the most losses. Like, bro, I've literally helped in the dairy section. Like when I sit up there and do losses, or I'm stocking, I'm sitting up there, I'm checking dates, I'm trying to rotate, do all that. Man, when I sit up there and tell you that I worked in the dairy section and I saw Jello that was liquid. Jello is not supposed to be liquid. That's expired. That's expired. When I tell you that I've sat up there and seen items where they were encased, but then they had mold growing on the outside. Like, yo, it was bad. Like it was bad. And I'm like, bro. And I sat up there, I was taking all of the stuff that I found that was expired. I'm like, if anybody were to have ingested or eaten this without actually like looking at it, like they would have been deathly ill. Like, man, like I said, like when I say that when I was working there, like I took my job seriously. Like, yo, I'm trying to treat it as if I'm both a customer and an owner. I'm like, okay, when I come into the store, how would I want the store to basically look appealing to me so that I would want to sit up there and spend money? And then I'm looking at it from an owner standpoint, but like, all right, this needs to be situated this way. We need to get rid of this. This got to be positioned this way. This ain't really looking too right. You attacking it from two different situations uh because of the way, number one, how you're trained, and then number two, you found your groove and how it is that you want to you know do your job. you know but yeah, I believe it though. They can't afford you as leadership. 16 years, I believe it, because they got a cutoff directly on that. If you're just a normal worker, and over the years you've sat up there and done great work, you come in for the job assessment, and they're like, all right, we've looked at everything that you've done. We got the paper, and we're marking off everything is great. It's like, yeah, we got you. You got that $1 raise. Like, some people are so good they can sit up there and go for a $1 raise. Now it'll get to a point where it'll be a cutoff, because then it's like, all right, now you're making like supervisor type money. So then you might have some people that'll feel a certain type of way about that. But like I said, it is what it is. You got seniority. So it's like, it is what it is. You know? But yeah, like I said, much love and appreciation, man, for sticking it through, and and being there, and and finding your groove, and doing what you do. Uh that guy from Texas said, I think King James is trolling. King James said, I worked a year and I'm missing a day, or never had a late day, and they let me go to keep from giving me my benefits. Oh no, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Trust me, that is a thing. You got some jobs out here that don't want to specifically, pay out, certain types of things, or whatnot, or whatever. Even when it deals with like workman comp, if you get injured, they will put you through hell trying to sit up there and get the money that is specifically owed to you, that you need in order to, keep working. Trust me, I done known some dudes. who got injured at the job, and they were having some troubles. They were having some. It was they was looking mad about some stuff. It was looking mad. Timmy said, "Hell yeah, Mark, keep that money routine." Yeah, 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 yeah. King said, "Today I'm self-employed and I am okay." Good job, congratulations. Much love, respect, and dedication directly to that. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Being self-employed is not for everyone. So, like I said, shout out to everybody working a 9 to 5. Doing the damn thing. That's something that probably don't get said a lot. And like I said, I'm just going to sit up and say it just in case other people don't say it. I appreciate everybody that works, a 9 to 5. Don't matter if it's from being like a truck driver, doing like the forklift, doing Uber Eats, working customer service. I appreciate y'all because, like I said before, I was there. I worked customer service, and I understand how horrible it can be, how difficult it is. Um, Trust me, I done dealt with women who will come in the early mornings, drunk, driving a Mercedes, coming up to the Whole Foods, drunk, early, bright, shining in the morning at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, I think we used to open the doors at 6:30, but at 7 o'clock, coming bright, shining, drunk. You can just smell it directly off of their breath, and their speech is slurred. They're a little bit too flirty, and I'm sitting up there looking for a supervisor. I'm like, I need an adult. I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. I'm like, nope. I'm handing you over to a supervisor, ma'am. We're not falling for this trap today. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of days. It ain't happening. It is not happening. You got to be smarter than the average bear. Let me tell you. Like I said, I don't know what is up with people wanting to drink and drive and go to stores. I don't know what is up with that. That guy from Texas laughing said facts. Timothy said, okay, so apparently people use French presses all the time for tea. Time to get on it. French press. I might have to sit up there and look into that. I might have to look into that. King James said, I remember back in the 80s working a minimum wage job, affording a 2-bedroom apartment, and handling a car note by myself. Not today. End times are near for them. Karma is real. Yeah, it's tough out here. You said 401k is a joke. Yeah, you might as well invest. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but you might as well invest your money into something else. You might as well. I can list some stuff, but I'm not going to list some stuff because again, I ain't no financial, advisor. But there's a variety of things that people can invest directly in, and happen to see some returns slowly but surely. People also invest in land, in housing, and in different things of that nature. Like I said, it's stuff directly out there. Opposite of a 401k. Now, I think what was the one thing that Officer Haku had mentioned? I think what was it, like a Roth IRA, or then you also got like a CD account. But like I said, you got to just put money into different things that will bring in more money. So there's other types of accounts out there where you can put your money in, where you'll start to see more of your investment, back and different stuff like that. The other thing I would say that you can look into is insurance. That, like I said, for anybody that is here, we got about 8 people here, so 8 people can clearly hear this information. Anybody that has like a 401k and different stuff or whatnot, retirement, look into insurance policies. And I'm not talking about looking into insurance policies just in case. I'm talking about looking into insurance policies so that you can use that money and leverage that money. Like I said, there's a lot of videos directly out there. There's a lot of information directly out there. We were taught vastly wrong when it came down to insurance and insurance policies and how to use it and what specifically we can actually use it for. So, I would just tell people to, look that up and, learn something, directly about that. But that is I guess that was all everything that I wanted to specifically talk about at this moment in time. Hopefully, this live stream was completely interesting and entertaining to people. I know it's away from a bit of the normal. So we'll see, how it basically does, if people like it, if people don't. But again, I wanted to, do this so that I could showcase, one of our own who started their own black coffee company. That's why I never changed the background, and I left it, directly up there, because in hopes to, maybe get a couple of eyes to look directly at it, to maybe, patronize and, also spread the word, directly about it. Mark said infinite banking with life insurance. Bars. Yep. There's a lady that I watched that talks about it. And it's very, very interesting. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have knew about that uh, a little bit of time ago, because I would be in different circumstances, so to say. Things would be, drastically different. Drastically different. Like I said, you know, if this is if this time is pretty much good for people, I can see about normally doing some live streams around this time, so I can happen to catch y'all, probably, in the morning, or y'all might be leaving out or whatnot, whatever. Might be, a good start to the day. Give y'all, something different to listen to other than, the radio. Something like that. But like I said, I love and appreciate you guys always. I'm happy to always have you guys here, to do live streams, or videos, things that you guys will find entertaining, or to help you get directly through your work day, or different things of that nature. Again, hopefully everybody's having a great start to the day. I forgot what today was. I gotta Every day just is like water to me. So I got to remind myself, I got to look at the time. Today is Tuesday. So hopefully everybody is having, King James said, I thank you for the heads up. Keep up the good work. Much love, respect, and appreciation, King James. And again, just in case I might miss you the next month, happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Um, and I hope whatever dreams you got directly out there, maybe you might hit the $1 billion lottery, might become the $1 billion man directly out here. Hopefully, some things will, come true, that you're looking forward to. But again, much love, respect, love you guys a lot, value you guys a lot. I appreciate you guys always coming around, showing up to the live streams. It's usually just like a few of us here, like we got 9 of us, directly right here. My voice is cracking early in the morning. you know, um, like I said, I appreciate it. Like, just in case you might not hear it a lot, I very much do appreciate you guys coming through, and and showing up. And hopefully, again, if any of you guys happen to have any type of businesses that you have going, and different things of that nature, I will do my best to let people know, with the little bit of push and attention that I basically get here directly on YouTube, and in hopes that it will lead to even more success. So again, much love, respect, and shout out to everybody here, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Remember, have a good day. Focus on your feng shui, focus on you, getting yourself together, spending time with your friends and your family, and different stuff like that, so you can get focused for the next day. Peace, love, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.